Hey guys, it's Brick Picture Productions here today with another sweet review. Now this of course is set number 7676, or the Republic Attack Gunship. This set originally retailed back in 2008, was part of the summer wave, and was the first wave of the Clone Wars sub theme. This came out as part of the first sets. Now, of course, this set included 5 minifigures and 1,034 pieces, and back in 2008 it retailed for $120. And right in today's money, in terms of a used one with the minifigures, you're looking about that if you want to just purchase one of these. It really has not gone too much up in value. So without further ado, I'd like to get started with the front. So here is just the overall front of this set. We have these green pieces mimicking the real gunship, these bubble turrets that swivel up and down on a hinge, and then of course swivel like this, and they both do that. Of course, have this cool flag piece right here hanging down from the cockpit, which we're going to get to right now. So here is the actual cockpit of the gunship. Now, in order to open these glass pieces, all you do is lift up. Now, a flaw of this design is that they do snap off quite frequently when you lift them up, so that is sometimes a chore to open them, but when you actually get them open, they have space for 1 or 2 minifigures. Now in the box art, they just had a regular clone trooper in there, so I will put a regular clone trooper in as well. So you can see now he is piloting it. I wish they would have actually included a pilot, but a clone trooper is good as well. So we're gonna work our way up to the top right now. So working our way up, we have the next feature of this set, which is a like hinged hatch, so to speak. You just lift up like this, revealing some spy droids, which we'll get to right now. So here's just the little spy droid. You just have this transparent piece in the front with this little modified tile right here, and of course these circle pieces on this brick modified piece, and a lever. It's a very simple design. This was actually never featured in the Clone Wars or even the Clone Wars movie, so I don't know why it was included, but it's still a pretty cool feature. This set is jam-packed with features. So that is what the spy droids look like, but it has space. It of course includes 2, and this is the space they have for the spy droids. Just put them in like this and close, and you don't even know they are there. So let's get more to the top. So this is of course the tip top of the set. We have a sticker piece right here on this so-called panel. It has yellowed a little bit. That is supposed to be bright white like these colors. And then of course we have these flick fire missile launchers that will move like this. Now I'm going to show you the flick fire action. So here we're just going to flick these missiles at the backdrop and hope that the backdrop does not fall over. So as you can see, these actually flick very well. Now I don't think that was because of the actual factory specs. I think it's just because they've been sitting in there for almost 10 years, so they've just loosened up the holes. But nonetheless, that is a feature of this set. So now let's get to the actual back. So as you just saw, that was a flick fire mechanism. We have these panels and tiles leading towards the actual back, which of course this is a sticker. This is the same sticker that was used on 2009 Republic dropship in the very back as well. And this is on a hinged mechanism, and when you open said mechanism, it reveals just kind of nothing really. That is not meant to be a feature of the set. I guess you could put a figure in there if you're lucky. I actually did that as a kid, but that is just me, I guess. And then of course we have two features back here. Along with that, we have just another bubble turret that swivels as so, and of course a hatch that will let you launch or return the speeder bike. So we'll show you that feature right now. So here is just the speeder bike coming in right here, and it's in enough, and then you close it and it's in. So now I want to get to the wing right now. So here's just the overall cannon of the wing. Now this has not changed too much from the 2013 one. The 2013 one did a little bit different design in the back here. They just have these circle pieces here on this one. But for the most part, the design has not changed. And of course, we have these wedges here, along with a sticker. Now this is very similar to the dropship one, except this is in the maroon color. Then making our way down, of course, you will see a control to presumably this cannon right there. So, and you could actually fit a minifigure in there. Now I'm going to open this up, but unfortunately this does snap off quite often, like the cockpit piece. The only way to fix that is glue, unfortunately, but I don't glue Lego sets unless I absolutely have to. So we are gonna put a minifigure in there to show you. So this is Plo Koon. Just now he is piloting the actual gun mechanism. So now that we've reviewed the wing, I want to show you the inside of the gunship itself. So I've removed the wings so you guys can get a clear view here. So to open this door, all you do is pull this back and it will open because it's on this bracket piece with a hinge mechanism. And of course, you just pull this one open and it's on the same mechanism. So let's just zoom in here to get you a better look. This is what it looks like inside. You have this nice space for a speeder. Now this actually got quite a lot of criticism, and I am one of those critics because this is meant for a troop transport, not this whole space for a speeder. Now an easy mod here is just put some white panels in here, and you've just taken out all this space and put space for minifigures. I'm going to remove this speeder real fast, and now we could see that this actually has some space for like your weapons and such right here, of course. And then you have space for minifigures on these pieces. Now I remember as a kid, I did not mod mine at all. I was only able to fit about 4 figures on each side, and that was quite enough for me because I didn't have many figures as a kid. But for some people, you would want to mod theirs to put more figures in. So now I want to get to that speeder bike that I just showed. This is basically that exact same speeder bike that we got in the Endor Chase. Now this is a pretty cool design. You got this right here is one big piece, and that is very cool in my opinion. It's very easy to put a minifigure on. It actually goes between the legs in this piece right here. I will just show you real fast. So we have Obi-Wan, and that is him on the speeder as so. It's a pretty cool speeder design. This is again a scout speeder basically. We never actually saw these in the Clone Wars. We saw bark speeders, but not these types of speeders, so I don't know why they included it, but still a pretty cool set to be included. Now that I wanted the speeder, I want to get to more features on top of the actual transport troop area itself. So we have these crates that will open, revealing extra weapons. For example, like this is a pauldron for Commander Cody that you could just easily fit in there, and it will close. And then of course on the side you have this like kind of jagged empty spaces, but the wings cover that up. Now in the 2014 Gunship, it was just all bricks. There was none of these gaps, which I actually prefer quite a lot. And then of course you could see there is a corner piece right here. Now that is in fact where you're supposed to grab on to hold the set. It holds all the weight, and it does so quite well. The set obviously doesn't include a handle, but that is the next best thing. And then to the left of that corner piece, we have a circle piece right there. And that of course is a sticker with the Republic insignia. So now we're going to get more down into the set. So here is the actual Bacta tank area, so to speak. Now this is just meant to represent the circle that was actually there in the Clone Wars gunship, but they actually included an added feature here. You just lift this piece up as so, and then pull. So now that we've removed that, you could just see there is just a gap here. We have some tiles that the Bacta tank rests on. So now I want to get to the Bacta tank itself. So here is the Bacta tank. You have these cool studs here. It's a very cool cylindrical design, and of course the main feature is of this set, you could pull this down and it will hinge, and then you could fit a minifigure in there. It is unfortunately a little tight to do that, but you could still, if you tried, fit a figure in there. So we're gonna just fit Obi-Wan in here for you, and then close it. Now it doesn't completely close with a figure in it, but for the most part it does. This is a cool little feature. This was not seen in the actual Clone Wars series, but again, it is still a cool little feature they added. So now let's get back to the gunship. Now that we've reviewed the Bacta tank area, we're gonna go more along the sides here. Now, of course, we have 3 stickers right here going along down here. Now, this is prevalent on the other side, along with that Republic insignia sticker. And of course, when you go down, you could see yet another sticker. Now, the official Lego sticker selection gave you 2 choices and 2 sets of stickers. So this came with 2 of these stickers, and then another choice, which I'm going to show you right now. So here was the other choice it gave you. I just put both choices on, but it gave you 2 of these stickers. I have them still on the sheet, the other one. And then of course you just lift this up as just yet another feature of this set. There are tons of features on this set. We're going to zoom in right So this now. Is what it looks like inside. You could see that there's something in there. Now that something is of course the command center, which I will pull out as so. So before we get to the command center, I just want to point out the detail inside. We actually have some tiles that it slides on, and for the most part it's pretty crude, but it does come with a feature which we're going to show you right now. So this is just the command post that was in it. It's sort of a mini design here. You have to fold this up like this to really get the full effect. And of course there's a sticker right here of the command post. Now it has space for 2 minifigures in fact, and it's quite small, but it's still a pretty cool feature. They have a lot of mini builds on this set. It's very rare for a Star Wars set to have this many separate builds inside the main thing. Of course, you have a lever piece right here. And then to put it back in, all you do is of course, to put it back, all you do is fold this down, take the figures out, and slide it back in as so. And you don't even know it's there when this is closed. And then, of course, the other side of the gunship is a mirror image of the other side we just reviewed, so I will not be going over it in too much detail, but as you can see, it's the same. So now let's get to the figures. So this is, of course, the Clone Wars Obi-Wan. It's not a very rare figure anymore, but at the time, this was the first time we ever got a Clone Wars Obi-Wan. Very simple printing. Very cool hair piece, mimics the Clone Wars hair. Of course, she has a lightsaber hilt and a cool little torso design as so. So this is of course a Saj Ventress. Now this is the only time we ever got her in this form. It's got a very cool minifigure. You got these cool lightsaber hilts, which at the time were exclusive to this set, but we got one in the Rebel Combat Frigate now for the Ahsoka blades. And of course you have no printing on the back except for the head, which is very cool added detail. And then a very cool feature of this figure is this soft waist cape, which I will take off and show you what it looks like. Very simple legs on underneath, just blue, dark bluish legs, and this is like a very cool cloth piece. So now we will move on to the next figure. Then we of course have Plo Koon. Very cool figure here. Have a nice headpiece, which is somewhat soft. Not as soft as the Yoda head, but it is nonetheless pretty soft. So it's like an exclusive figure in this set until we got the AV7 mobile heavy cannon. Of course, he's got a pretty simple legs, no printing at all, but he has typical Jedi torso. Then of course we have the Clone Wars Clone Trooper. Very not something very special here. This was the first one of the first sets that came with this figure. Now this set actually has a few differences from the newer ones. It came with a few floodlights as so, which is very cool. And of course this antenna as well. They're a little bit out of proportion to the figure, but they are still a pretty cool figure. Then under the helmet we just have the typical clone face. So of course here we have Commander Cody in full armor. They gave you all of this in the set, these cool blasters, and then the pauldron, the camera, which is this, and that is the pauldron, and then of course this visor. Very cool. I will show you with the armor on and then without. I like the overall armor design, except I'm not too crazy about the camo because you can actually not move the legs when that is on. As a kid, I remember I never used it because you just couldn't use the legs. So this is what the figure actually looks like without the armor. You got some very cool printing. Orange arms, very cool helmet. Nothing too special in the back, just a typical clone back, but this figure is one of my favorite clones. It really looks very cool in phase 1. Of course, his head is just a clone head, but everything else is pretty cool. I wish they would have put his scars on the head, but it's still pretty cool in the end. So here I just want to conclude with my final thoughts. So guys, here's just my overall thoughts on this set. This set is actually very cool. It's the only gunship with the 2 doors. And this was my first Clone Wars sub-theme set, and this really sparked everything in terms of the Clone Wars. I love it, and that is my favorite Star Wars era, and I really only collect Clone Wars sets or Episode 2 sets. And this really sparked it all. Very cool set for the value. You could pick this up for about $120 with everything today. Very cool figures. You got Cody, Kenobi, Plo Koon, and a Saj Ventress, and then of course a clone trooper. But 4 of those figures are very hard to find, especially now, I guess, and it's a very good value. I really like this set. It's got cool features. It had some downsides with the cockpit and this piece, and then of course the inside needed to just have space for more troops, but I still really do like this set. I actually own 2 of them, and I do like these sets. So I would recommend buying this one, at least if you're a Clone Wars fan, instead of the 2013 one. That one did a nice and better job, but this one stays true to the Clone Wars. So that's why I don't have the 2013 one. So with that, guys, I hope you did enjoy. Be sure to subscribe and like the video. This is my first video of my new setup. I hope you did notice a difference. So with that, guys, peace out.